Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. So we start with the Hanged Man. I feel like you're somebody who is, you have a lot of devotion in you, you know? I feel like you're always willing to give somebody the shirt off your back. Yeah. Kind of, lately, I think, starting to become more aware that, like, you really do bend over backwards for people. I think it's becoming more apparent that, like, you tend to prioritize other people more than you prioritize yourself. Yeah. I think you're somebody who is kind of feeling the need to, not necessarily to rest, but to kind of stand up. You know, this is kind of like lying down a little bit. I feel like it's time for you to rise. It seems like you've been on the blacksmith's anvil for quite a while, you know, kind of getting hammered by life. And I think you're kind of tired of that. Maybe you feel like you have been being taken for granted, or that someone has been taking advantage of you, taking advantage of your kindness, taking advantage of your goodwill. I feel like we're not just laying down and going with the flow. This kind of like, we're not going to let people trample over us anymore. Let's put this card into some context, Pisces, okay? Let's see what's going on here. Moon card. Pisces energy. It is your time to rise. That little sun card, that little solar disk at the bottom of the moon card, it's saying that your star is rising now. It's time for you. Okay, everybody else has had their turn. It's your turn now, Pisces. Okay, 7 of Cups, yep. Feeling like we've been in the mud. Feeling like we've been stuck in the mud. Okay. The Ace of Swords, clarity now. The Prince of Wands. The 6 of Pentacles. It's time for you to stand up, to get out there and get what you want in life. Okay, especially with the 6, it's time for you to have a win. It's time for a victory for you. It's time for some success. It's also time for you to receive. Okay, because I think the Hanged Man, you've been suffering for the sake of other people. You've been perhaps a little bit of a people pleaser. Now, that people you have to please is you. Here's a Queen of Swords. There's the 6 of Wands, victory and success. We want that, okay? And you need that Emperor energy. You need that confidence. 2 of Pentacles. Things are changing for you. Your life is going to be different now. You're making different choices. You're prioritizing yourself. And I think it's long overdue. The suffering and the sacrifice that you've endured in your life is over. You paid your dues. It's time for your star to rise. It's your turn to get some success here. Okay, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it over here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments below the video. Now let's look around the room. We see 1, 2, 3 majors. We've got fire now, we've got water, we've got air, we've got earth. Pretty balanced, okay? And what I think it is kind of like it's a shifting. It's a shifting from one way of being to a different way of being. Going from hanged man to emperor, yeah, that's pretty different, okay? And Pisces, we talk sometimes about you merging into the Aries energy. Because, of course, Pisces, you're the last sign of the zodiac on the wheel, right? The next one, naturally, is going to be Aries. As the wheel goes around, Pisces to Aries. So a lot of you are feeling that kind of evolution or that kind of advancement into a more assertive, more confident, more take no bovine excrement, no nonsense kind of energy. Your star is starting to rise. Okay? Especially those that are watching for their sun sign. Now, the hanged man, anyway. Being in this position of surrender or sacrifice, of suffering, feeling as if we just have to acquiesce to the world. It's time for a new perspective. The real view here is that you've been kind of on hold. Your destiny, your path, your success, your future, your progress feels like it's been on hold. Now, maybe you took time off from your goals, your career, your future to take care of somebody else. Maybe you were caring for a sick family member. Maybe you had to kind of take on some other responsibilities. They sort of put some of your own goals on hold. Okay? It's possible. That's a very noble thing. Okay? But I wonder if somebody is now sort of taking advantage of your goodwill. If somebody is like kind of milking it, you know. This is kind of saying that something is going to stop. We're putting an end to something. We're saying no more of that. It's my turn to get what I need, to do what I need to do. Something inside of you is rearranging into an emperor. Okay. I think it's the end of a delay. Okay. I think that this is the beginning of a new fortification. Okay, there's a disillusion of ego here, and because this is a card of maybe service, you know, bending over backwards, being a people pleaser, serving everybody else. And this may be a period where that was the vibe. That was the circumstances. That you were in devoted service to the needs of others. Now it's time for you to serve your needs. Okay. This is somebody who is really good at kind of practicing that surrender. And even just surrendering to the universe is feeling like things happen to me, and I'm just a cork on the river, and I'm just going wherever it takes me, and I have no control over that. This is the ultimate card of just like acceptance and acquiescence and surrender. You know, I'm going wherever the river flows, you know. But then, of course, we have the emperor that's saying, no, I need to control something. Maybe I can't control the river. Maybe I can nudge it. I can dam the river, you know. Or I can put up a turbine and I can gain some kind of energy from that river. I can fish the river. We're not helpless. We're not just suspended here with our hands aren't tied, right? Or we're powerless. You have power. This is power. This is powerless. And very often life is a balance, right? We have to accept the things we can't change the things we can, right? And the wisdom to know the difference, right? That's serenity prayer. I think you've been doing too much of one, not enough of the other. Yeah. That's what I think. So I feel like you're kind of pushing back. I feel like you're pushing back on the river a little bit. And you're just saying, no, I'm not going to accept things. I'm not just going to accept the way things are. you're going to make some changes. You're standing up for yourself. You're building some fortification and some confidence. Okay, and I feel like that's why we got the moon card here, showing that your star is just about to rise. Okay, you've got dreams, you've got goals as well. I feel like this is a threshold moment. This is like almost an overnight change. The sun is rising, and it may be that it's been a very slow sunrise. It could be that this is like you blink and suddenly it's daytime. Okay? But this is a passageway. And this is you seeing things clearly for what they are and making some changes. And it may be that someone had tried to pull the wool over your eyes, or that you kind of feel as if you've been blindfolded or something, and now the scales maybe are falling from your eyes. Pick your metaphor. Doesn't matter. You weren't seeing things clearly. Okay? Things weren't what they seemed for a long time, and now you're seeing things for what they are. Maybe this has to do with a relationship or just life or a job or, a family thing going on. You're very aware of the reality of your situation. And I think you're taking it upon yourself to make some very overdue changes that will bring more success and more joy and happiness to your life. See, we don't have a lot of water energy here today, do we? We've got this water card. Of course, Pisces, that's a water sign. The Hanged Man is a water energy. But it's all this, it's kind of the wrong kind of water, And now it feels like it's just getting swampy here. It's just too much. It's like the cold, it's like when your clothes get wet. The worst thing for me is like if my clothes are wet and then I get into bed and I'm all wet. I hate that feeling, right? That's the worst feeling ever. And it kind of like, that's how life feels right now. So it's like, no, right now we need fire, we need air, we need warmth, we need movement. We're getting a little waterlogged. Our fingers are all wrinkly from being in the bathtub too long. And it's just kind of that almost that we've soured to something, to be honest with you. And it feels like this is a threshold moment. Things are just about to change for you because you're going to make them change. We're recognizing the reality of what's going on here, and we're saying, I'm doing something different. I'm making a change here. Okay. The Seven of Cups underneath, to me, this feels like that queasy feeling. It's that sick to your stomach feeling that's like, oh my gosh. It's kind of a shocker when we finally see what's going on and we gain the perspective. Because see, right now, your general energy is the Queen of Swords, the bird's eye view, the clarity, the discernment. Okay? And the discernment is really recognizing that, hey, I don't feel good here. I don't like what this is. I don't like the way I'm being treated. I don't like the way my life is going. And I think with the Seven of Cups, something in your life has been masquerading as something beautiful and something healthy and something nourishing. But you're realizing that's toxic. I don't want that. I'm not going to keep consuming this. Something that looked shiny and beautiful but wasn't stable. Okay? Check in your life where you feel like you've been consoled, like somebody's been trying to just calm you down or soothe you in a way that now I think we're recognizing as kind of being toxic or manipulative or gaslighting or condescending. Okay. Or where somebody has been, maybe promoting a fantasy. This is the question you have to ask. Is this situation still nourishing me or just numbing me? Have I gotten so used to this that I don't even recognize how bad it is? Clear your head. Get some fresh air, drink some cool water, go for a walk. because you're about to make some really big changes in your life. Okay. This, to me, feels like there are a lot of things in life that you still desire, but it's almost turned into, like those desires have been sitting on the vine so long that they kind of died on the vine, you know, that they got rotten before you were able to pick them. I think this is kind of easily remedied, because the clarity here, seeing things for what they are and making positive changes, brings life back into things. And the Ace of Swords here is that clarity. This is the truth. This is the breakthrough. A sharp moment of clarity, cutting through the confusion of that moon card. Name this. What is the truth that you've been circling around for a while but you haven't said? Make a clean cut, a clean decision. And be blunt, be straight. Maybe not blunt, maybe be sharp, you know. Don't mince words. Have that conversation. Use your words as a tool, right? This is a pen, not a sword, right? But question the things that you've been convinced of. Question the things that someone or something has tried to tell you was reality. Yeah. This is you seeing clearly. And that clear thinking is really your superpower now, because there is a fog over you. I think that there is an awakening happening. A major shift, I think long overdue. This is that awakening, this is that enlightenment. And now what we've got is a Prince of Wands. The Prince of Wands is action and drive. This is adventure. You've got to take a decisive action toward whatever your goals are, whatever the life is that there's light at the end of the tunnel. You've got to take a decisive action toward that light. This is you getting fired up. This is you getting enthusiastic. Okay. This is passion. Yeah. This is setting a clear direction, executing the plan. This is somebody that is courageous. This is kind of a Leo energy. It's a Leo superpower card. Okay, so your passion is going to set the direction. You're making the move that your future self will thank you for. Be bold, be intentional. It's time for a big move, basically. It's time for a big move. And this is like, I'm not playing games anymore. This is setting the direction and moving toward it. And this vitality, this confidence is going to grow. Because now your desire is being sort of translated into action. This is making that move today. And it's such a switch already. I mean, this is the fire. This is what we really want. And this is it. Because this is like, we just can't do this anymore. Or this, really. So the clarity and the movement leads us to our goal. We have that Six of Pentacles here. It's time for you to receive. It's time for you to earn. It's time for you to take credit. It's time for you to get the success. Okay? This is a payoff. This is a gain. Could be financial, practical. This is the win. This is you believing that you deserve the payoff, the payout, the win, the success, the goal. This is self-worth. Okay? This is something that you're going out and you're claiming. And this could be you're focusing on your own health. This could be your financial goals. This could be your own living situation goals, or just living your own life, feeling as if you're participating in the real harmonious flow of life. And I don't know, again, if you have been in a relationship that's been weird, or you've been taking care of somebody that really doesn't need you to take care of them anymore. But your life's been on hold. And now these goals are still there for you, and now you're charging toward them, whatever they might be. Now I want you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, okay? Let's talk about your general energy with the Queen of Swords. Because this is truth. This is discernment. This is somebody that's got the wisdom now, and they're creating boundaries. Your perception is very, very sharp. Okay? Set those boundaries. Say what you really think. State the fact. And remove whatever that obligation is that you kind of are. I don't know if someone's making you feel guilty to keep doing it, or you feel obligated for some other reason. Stop doing it. Cut through the manipulation and look at the reality beneath it. The bird's eye view. Take a step back and get perspective and make the move. Make the decision that's going to honor your future self. Make the decision that honors your self-respect. Don't apologize for setting a new standard. Okay? Discernment is your love of truth, okay, that you apply to the details of your everyday life. So we may have, we may know the truth, we may have wisdom. We've got to apply that to how we're living. Okay? Trust your vision of this reality. Trust your assessment. Trust your bird's eye view. And do what is right for you right now. Okay? The Six of Wands in the position of your relationships, I feel like you're feeling more confident in relationships, and I feel like this primarily is you're not going to let anybody get one over on you again, You're not going to let anybody kind of manipulate you or control you. This is real confidence. This is pride. This is courage. Okay? This is no longer do you feel like you're the underdog. This is where you feel like you're perfectly capable of doing what you need to do. Maybe the Hanged Man was, a situation where somebody was, it's almost like a learned helplessness or an encouraged helplessness. Maybe somebody was making you feel like you couldn't do anything without them. And that's manipulation. That you're not capable of doing or not competent enough to do it on your own without their assistance or without their authority or without their say-so. Okay. So this now is kind of like evidence that, no, you don't need them. You don't have to just be in service to them. You're not just like the assistant or the second in command of your own life. You're taking control and direction of this on your own, and I think you're realizing how competent you are. And you have to allow yourself to experience the success in order to expand this confidence, expand your fortified ego, expand your sense of who you are. So stand tall, right, and continue to build from here. This is the most important move that you've made. This is such a major shift for you. And just doing this is going to bring about so much confidence. And you need to keep it going. You need to build momentum with that confidence, right? And now we've got the Emperor here in this position of the anxiety. I think that it's not easy for you to just take charge and stand up for yourself and make big changes and be the boss and, be the authority here, but this is what you need. Make a plan, whether it's for your time, your effort, your energy, your money. Figure out what you want and how to do it and what you're going to do, and then do it. Enforce your boundaries. Do the hard, difficult thing. Take charge here. Take leadership. Don't wait to see what somebody else is going to do. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you what to do. Don't be the hanged man anymore. Be the emperor. Okay? Set out to bring order and stability to your life. Decide what you are responsible for in your life and what you're not responsible for in your life. Some of these obligations you can let go of. Okay? And use your authority. Be firm, but be calm, You're building something now that is going to completely transform your life. It starts small. It starts with one step. It starts with you being proactive and making that shift. This is a switch that's being flipped in you. It literally is like a light switch, going from hanged man to emperor with a flip of a switch. That's not that easy in practice, obviously, but things are going to change. We've got to be proactive here. Yeah. And it may feel like it sort of takes time for us to get through this feeling. Like this feeling here is going to linger a little while. That's okay. Okay? Because it's going to take some steps out of the swamp here. Okay? So this is the card of change. And this is you realizing a different way of doing something. The old way is not working anymore. So this is literally you changing your life one decision at a time. You're walking. You're standing on your 2 feet and you're making the moves. Now I want to look at the mystery card. I want to see the Empress. I want to see a 10 of Pentacles, maybe a 6 of Cups. Or a 9 or a 10 of Cups, even something like this. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's see. The 8 of Swords. This is the real problem here, right? Because this is learned helplessness. This is saying I can't do it on my own. This is like I'm helpless. I'm tied up in all these Christmas lights and I can't move unless somebody were to come and help me. This is the realization that nobody is going to come. We have to make the first move. We have to take a step in the right direction. Your mind is creating too much of a block. This is interference, right? When fear kind of hijacks our thoughts, and then we're not able to see things clearly. We start doubting this. We already have clarity. We already have 2 cards of intense clarity and discernment and boundaries, but now we're thinking, well, no, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I should just stay here. I don't think I could do it on my own. I don't think that I've got what it takes. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not an emperor. Maybe not. Maybe we got it. This is bad. This is wrong, right? So we've got to watch our thoughts. We've got to be very careful with how our thoughts are creating an obstruction. Okay. So again, like I said earlier, go for the walk, get some water, get some fresh air, clear your mind. Okay. Positive affirmations. Let's do real quick in a language of flowers affirmation card, because I feel like this is kind of that's the issue that we're running into, is that we just start overthinking it. We're making it way too complicated. It's simple. Just take a step in a different direction. Okay. But it doesn't feel that easy. Stop, slow down. The pace must abate before it's too late. Okay? Maybe we're getting anxious. Maybe that's kind of saying like the thoughts are coming too quickly and we're losing the simplicity. So maybe this is just a warning that's saying, don't overthink it. Don't make it too complicated. Don't let your thoughts start racing. Don't let your thoughts start racing, as mine are. Keep it simple. And keep it very direct. Okay? Make a very simple plan and take one very simple step, one simple action, and it'll set something amazing in motion. Okay? Now, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Pisces. There's been a schedule changes, and I apologize for that, but I think it's going to be Thursdays and Sundays. But just check in with the channel and hit the notification bell so that when new videos come out, you'll get them. All right. I'll post the schedule very soon once we sort of get it finalized. Okay. But subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. That way you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. We are all in this together.